Naz Hillman with 14 of her 16 in the second half. And Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell in Indiana get ready to head back.
All right. Hello, guys. Welcome back to TFD with Cordy. Today, we've got a pretty interesting situation brewing, and it involves two big names on the Indiana Fever roster, Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark. So recently, some old comments from Kelsey Mitchell about Caitlin Clark have started resurfacing online right before free agency. And let's just say people on the internet never forget a damn thing. Fans have been digging up interviews, clips, and quotes, basically keeping their receipts and breaking down everything Mitchell has ever said, especially when it comes to Caitlin Clark. And boy, oh boy, the internet detectives are working overtime right now. Now, at the same time, a lot has been happening around the league. The new WNBA collective bargaining agreement has finally been sealed and finalized, which means the league is moving forward with the 2026 season. But with that comes a ton of roster decisions that teams need to make. And honestly, one of the biggest storylines heading into April is the future of the Indiana Fever roster. There are multiple big moves on the table. First, teams have to deal with the expansion draft, which could shake things up across the league. After that comes free agency, where players like Sophie Cunningham will hit the market. But the hottest damn topic, by far, is Kelsey Mitchell. The big question everyone keeps asking is simple. What the hell are the Fever gonna do with her? Some people believe Mitchell deserves a super max level deal. Others aren't so sure, especially with the team building around Caitlin Clark. At the same time, fans have been watching the relationship between Clark and Mitchell closely. Just a few weeks ago, Caitlin Clark posted an Instagram photo with Mitchell and Lexi Hull, showing what looked like strong team chemistry. But online discussions and even comments from Mitchell's family have added a little extra drama to the situation. And now, with those old Mitchell comments about Caitlin Clark resurfacing again, the conversation is heating up all over again. People online are arguing, laughing, and talking crazy. Some folks acting like damn sports detectives solving a mystery or some shit. So that right there was Kelsey Mitchell speaking about Caitlin Clark. And honestly, I find the whole situation pretty interesting.
The biggest part that I respected about Caitlin is that she never was bigger than a program.
Yeah, the time I've spent with Caitlin, like, she definitely has, like, oh, you're like my little sister.
Yes.
Because she likes to, like, you know, talk about basketball and kind of troll a little bit. Yeah,
goodness.
Exactly.
You're talking about a kid in the candy store? That's Caitlin.
Yeah. When you think about, like, your team in the last couple years, right? We'll say the obvious. Caitlin joins the team, a lot more eyeballs, a lot more scrutiny, a lot of conversation about, like, what it's like for you guys in your locker room. So what do you think, or do you feel like people sometimes just like overlook your leadership specifically and your impact on the team from like a chemistry standpoint, because there's just so many narratives? So like, do you think people are overlooking that?
I think that in a short, yeah. I think naturally, yes, because of the society, the social media, and how bad, you know, people take to social media and abuse it in the wrong realm of light. And so I think that's one part of it. But I also think that it was an adjustment period. And I talked to, you know, the FIBA organization about this. It's like, I think it was an adjustment period that, you know, we all should have adjusted to throughout the course of the organization. I think that, you know, that was big for everybody. Pacers Entertainment, FIBA organization. I felt like at that time, there was a lot of, you know, role playing that had to be, you know, situated. I feel like, you know, when something that big or someone that big who has that much impact comes into something, there are a lot of adjustments that people have to make on the floor, off the floor, in the locker room, in the training room. Just a lot of stuff, is a lot of moving parts. And I think the biggest part that I respected about Caitlin is that she never was bigger than a program. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, it wasn't like she wasn't trying to take over. You know, it wasn't, I don't know how to explain that. You know what I'm trying to say though?
Yeah, no, I know what you're trying to say. It's like, she knows who she is. She comes in. She's going to obviously do her part. because that's what being a professional athlete is. But with the understanding of fitting into a team, making sure we fit, making sure we have chemistry. So it's never bigger than like the group
it's like
itself.
She wasn't trying to be bigger than everybody. Like within our locker room, she wasn't trying to be bigger than anyone else. And I think the way that her style of play, it ended up complimenting me, ended up complimenting AB. And so like the one thing I love about Caitlin too is that we all love basketball the same way. We all have our different styles of way of playing it, but the passion for it with Caitlin when she didn't play compared to when she did play remained the same. And like, I respected that about her because it could have easily not been that way. You know, you have people that come in and not want to do or buy in once it's not, you know, or once it don't go their way, or once unfortunate things happen and you can't play and injury happens and you're not getting your body the way you want to. And so I can respect the fact that she kept the program, and she didn't let her passion for it waver because she ended up pouring in more than she thought. And it was dope because she could have easily not been that person.
Right. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I would build on what I was saying and add from what I'm hearing from you is like, she was like that way in the locker room too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it was like she wasn't trying to like, you know, you could easily be a certain way, and her thing was just like giving her best. Like she gave us like her best when she was in the locker room.
Yeah, the time I've spent with Caitlin, like she definitely has like, oh, you're like my little sister.
Yes.
Because she likes to like, you know, talk about basketball and kind of troll a little bit. Yeah,
goodness.
Exactly.
You're talking about a kid in the candy store, that's Caitlin.
Yep.
Tutu, she is, but in a good way. She's a live light. And she her personality shows in her game, and it's dope for her.
Apiece. Naz Hillman with 14 of her 16 in the second half. And Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell in Indiana get ready to head back to the Midwest as Ali Chagray is with Holly Rowe.
Shout out to the person on Twitter who actually went back and tracked down that old footage, because now it's making the rounds again at a really important time for the Indiana Fever. Over the next few weeks, the Fever are going to face some huge decisions that could shape the future of the franchise. One of the biggest questions revolves around head coach Stephanie White and how she plans to structure this team moving forward. For a long time, Stephanie White has been on record saying that this is Kelsey Mitchell's team. She's said it multiple times in interviews and press conferences. But now, things are a little different. With the new details coming out about the updated WNBA CBA and the league evolving, the big question is whether the offense will eventually shift towards Caitlin Clark and her play style. Clark is a generational talent with ridiculous scoring and playmaking ability, so a lot of fans believe the team should fully build the system around her strengths. At the same time, others believe Mitchell still deserves to be the focal point of the offense. That's the conversation the Indiana Fever front office and Stephanie White are going to have to address sooner rather than later. Now, if you go look at the comment sections online, and a lot of fans are already calling for Stephanie White to be replaced, people are definitely talking about it. Some fans are mad as hell. Others are laughing their asses off. And some are just sitting back, eating popcorn, watching the chaos unfold. Personally, I'm not ready to throw in the towel on her just yet. Last season, she did a decent job considering the circumstances. Injuries hit the roster hard, including Caitlin Clark, and the team still managed to compete and push deep. To me, that at least shows she can coach. But I want to hear from y'all. Drop your thoughts in the comments, keep those notifications on, and don't forget to like and subscribe.